Alright, we're heading into the second map, this time Nilknarf spawning on the right hand side again in red, starting of course with the altar, and so is FoCuS, his opponent, again in yellow, this time on the left hand side. So Echo Eyes, of course, a drastically different map from Lost Temple. We'll see what Nilknarf is going to decide to go for on this one, if it's going to be the fast expansion again, or, well, as he's putting down the quick lumber mill, very much more likely a quick tech followed up by some sort of tier 2 push. Well, at least the quick tech is, well, what we can be pretty sure about. Anything that's related to a long stay on tier 1 wouldn't make any sense with the early lumber mill, because, you know, for a fast expansion as well as for a tier 1 tower push, there are a lot of footmen required, and with the, by the way, IEM should be the choice here. Yeah, with the late barracks, those large numbers of footmen aren't really there early on, so this fast lumber mill usually always points towards a quick tech by the human. FoCuS, on the other hand, thus far with the same build order. Of course, also here we're going to have to keep an eye on whether or not he's going to skip the shop before starting his tier 2 tech. I guess it's pretty likely that in this case he's going to build the shop earlier on. And we'll see that by the time he's reaching 130 and 30 on his resource count here. And yeah, there is the shop before the tech this time. Scout Tower is coming for Nilknarf, who interestingly leaves his base very wide open, at least for the time being. We're gonna see where the third farm eventually is going to be built. 2 peasants are being pulled here, and it looks like he's gonna start with some very conservative creeping here with his IEM, going for the tiny green camp. Arcane Tower is being built by Nilknarf, and on the orc side, it's the circlet first for the Blade Master. So I'm just keeping a bit of an eye on the space, but just looking at the build order so far, you know, he hasn't started a third farm yet, so
ready for action.
Anything but a quick tech would be a surprise, is what I was about to say, and now all of a sudden he's pulling 5 militia. But yeah, he's heading down towards the mercenary camp. Very curious build order here by Nilknarf. I still really couldn't tell you what exactly he's got up his sleeve here. So yeah, I'm just a bit baffled, because usually it's a pretty safe call to make that the human is gonna go for a quick tech, but we're... Okay, now he's going for the tech and for the third farm afterwards, so going for the quick lumber mill, and he's got a bit more lumber income, so he can afford this one, this creep camp, economically a little bit more, but not really, you know, following this up with a very quick tech. But then again, he's got away with a pretty big creep camp here. He's level 2.5. Blade Master is only level 1.6-ish, getting a shop right now. Tech-wise, the orc is slightly ahead here. As I said, Nilknarf went for this tower, went for the big creep, etc. He's getting the boots here, getting dust as well. He's found the Talisman of Evasion, which might not be all too horrible here. But FoCuS is buying the Forest Troll Berserker, and with that one, and with the Shadow Priest, actually he should be able to apply quite a bit of pressure here if he wants to. The IEM is going to have trouble making his water metals really count against this Shadow Priest, as long as FoCuS doesn't spend all of its mana on healing. Looks like FoCuS is going to decide to do differently though, going for the Ogre Matcher here at the natural expansion of the human, finding Claws of Attack +6, so he's been really fortunate with his item drops thus far. The Footman actually got denied here, if I saw it correctly, by the IEM, so nicely done by Nilknarf. The rest of the natural expansion creeps is going to go to FoCuS nevertheless though. Footman is retreating. Blade Master is going to have a bit of a tough time actually chasing them down, given that he doesn't have the Boots of Speed here. Dust has been used by the human. Blade Master is staying out of range of this Arcane Tower, but I think FoCuS has consolidated nicely here with these 2 mercs, with the natural expansion creeps that he was able to steal from his opponent. Nilknarf in the meantime has finished another creep camp up here, and FoCuS is going to reach tier 2 in just a second, and then yeah, we're gonna have our next interested look at the orcs and the humans, of course, main base. 1, 2, 3 footmen only in the base of Nilknarf, so he doesn't really have a lot of units to work with here currently. So a quick push on tier 2 would be very, very surprising in my opinion. And yeah, he's getting the first Arcane Sanctum already. He's gonna get the second one as soon as he's got the gold for it. And FoCuS in the meantime just continues creeping. He's really getting a lot of camps that shouldn't be so easy to take for him with his Blade Master here. Just as I say it, Nilknarf is trying to contest this one. Summoning another water metal. Would have loved to do the last hit here against one of the ogres. He tried to do it, but he was way too late with it. Therefore, he has to spawn another level 1 water elemental here. So the grunts, the Blade Master, and the mercs are coming back in. One of the creeps, one of the trolls, nevertheless, is going to the IEM here. The ogre matcher should go to the Blade Master pretty safely, though. He decides to go for the IEM, though, instead. And now, who's gonna get this one? I think it was Nilknarf. Yeah, it was Nilknarf. Look at the XP on the IEM. The item, though, went to the Blade Master, 1 of mana ceiling, and another footman has been taken down. Shadowhunter has spawned in the meantime. This time he's going for Beastry and Spirit Lodge immediately, as, you know, usual if the human is going for a standard 1-base play. Second Arcane Sanctum in the meantime has been produced as well. Shadowhunter is going to go straight for his mercenary camp. And the Blade Master in the middle. Well, he's just kind of waiting for the tier 2 push here, I believe, but I don't think that Nilknarf is nearly ready to get that one going yet. And yeah, a couple of peasants are actually heading down to the expansion, so it looks like Nilknarf is going to try and sneak in a tier 2 expansion into this game, but is that going to be working is the big question. Well, for the time being, FoCuS isn't scouting there. He's just creeping his Shadowhunter up to level 2, finding a clause of attack +9, which I think the Blade Master is going to be quite happy about. He's going to be up at +17 already, and that's without the Kodo Aura. Not quite sure how he's going to manage his supply, though, given that he has a second 4-star Berserker here, as well as a 4-star Shadow Priest. So that's a total of 8 supply that he spent, you know, on different units than usual. So he's getting 1 raider here. He doesn't get a single walk. Oh, okay, he does have 1 walker out. And he's at 45 supply. And he's, is he building the Warmill, I think? Oh no, he's not building the Warmill yet. So this isn't going to be a Kodo to, you know, top off this 50 supply army. It's going to be a second raider. And Nilknarf, yeah, he has to hold this expansion right now. He's got 2 Zogs, 2 Priests out. Against Shadowhunter level 2.5, Blade Master level 3 with +17. Again, his Mountain King is only level 1, so that could prove to be a weakness. The Blade Master is using his Inmo Potion immediately. The IEM gets hexed, crit, and is he just going to force the Town Poly? I think that would be a huge success. He's dropping the Boots of Speed here with the Mountain King and running away with the IEM. The IEM is out of the fight, but there's really nothing on the ground, nothing on the battlefield for the human player. The IEM is coming back here. The Mountain King, DM, and like 1 caster is all that he has left standing. A bunch of militia are now coming in. The Blade Master is going back, well, for the M, but decides to go for the Priest then, gets that one killed. And yeah, FoCuS still has 48 supply left standing, and it's 27 for Nilknarf, and he really has nothing left. And I think this expansion is doomed, and he's calling GG and leaves the game. Well, that went to hell very, very quickly. Interesting build order early on by Nilknarf. He certainly got me confused, and maybe FoCuS a little bit as well. Going for the quick lumber mill there, and then getting his tech, you know, into production somewhat quickly while still being able to creep the mercenary camp. But FoCuS getting both the mercs, creeping very, very actively, very aggressively also, creeping the humans natural and a camp in the middle with them. And eventually, you know, he was getting his tech up quite quickly. By tech, I mean his tier 2 buildings. Nilknarf, not so much. His second Arcane Sanctum was delayed by quite a bit. He didn't really get any creeping done since everything around his base was basically gone already by the time his Mountain King was out, except for the orange Murloc camp maybe. And FoCuS was just able to, in the mid game, fall back and creep his side of the map, get a strong Shadow Hunter, of course, getting a plus 17 Blade Master. Again, a very strong Blade Master like on the first map. And Nilknarf, after this early game, which was, I guess, after the natural expansion and the marketplace creeps were gone, was even at best going for this risky tier 2 expansion just proved to be too much of a risk, and FoCuS, ended up crushing him because of it. And as I said in the beginning, this means FoCuS, the winner of this best of 3, is going to the winner bracket final, where he's going to face either Lyn or Lucifer, depending on who's going to win the next best of 3. And then Nilknarf is dropping down into the lower bracket, and he's going to have to overcome a couple of players if he wants to qualify for the finals. And the first of those is going to be Caesarea. But next, as I said previously, is going to be Lyn against Lucifer, the second winner bracket semi-final. I hope you'll check that out, and I hope you enjoyed this one. As always, give a thumbs up, give a comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you next time. Take care.